Okay, so I am Occupational Click, and this is my brother.
Howdy.
And he normally would go to bed around this time, but we're going to stay up and we're going to watch Rick and Morty, the cartoon show.
Yes.
It's coming on. I forget what the hell we'll watch it. I was supposed to clean the bathroom today. Once again, I haven't. I got to clean it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You submitted that ticket for the car that was your car was
Yes.
hit. You submitted the ticket based upon a link that my brother was sent,
Yes.
and you picked an auto body shop. It's very close to our house, but
In network.
it's in network with the insurance of the guy who hit him. And it's Memorial Day weekend, so at the earliest Tuesday, but they'll be backed up because of the holiday.
Yeah.
So you probably hear from them Wednesday or Thursday. If we don't hear from them by Thursday, we
Right.
should call or stop in.
Yes.
And then we got to call about renting the car and having that
Yes.
paid for. I think the insurance will bill the auto body shop directly, but you're going to have to get reimbursed for the car rental.
Yes.
So, all right. We want to go on just briefly because what the hell? I got back in the streaming mood. I do know on the little app, the Flex app for Amazon. Remember, I want to be an Amazon logistics driver. I passed the background check. I just need to wait for them to email me regarding a drug test. But again, it's Memorial Day weekend, so the earliest I hear from them is Tuesday. And I don't know where they're going to send me for the drug test, but we'll go from there. And what else? Yeah, so basically, we're kind of at a standstill for the weekend. But you got to work tomorrow, right?
Yes, I do.
I hope you get some holiday pay, right? You should.
Yeah.
You should get a holiday differential. Yeah. Okay. We're just basically trying to kill half an hour.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Because we were vegging. Let's tell them. We were vegging. We were watching a show from when I was a little boy. It's called Mama's Family,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it was originally a skit on the Carol Burnett show. It's before my time, but then they gave Vicki Lawrence her own show. So we were just somehow. Let me tell them real quick. I was thinking about when we were kids. You might have like a marathon, a Twilight. It's the 4th of July or Memorial Day Twilight Zone marathon, 8 hours of the Twilight Zone. But that was unique.
Yeah.
Now marathons or binge watching is like Tuesday night is fucking or whatever night is Mama's Family night.
Yes.
So I haven't seen Mama's Family in a while. It's not that great a show. We're sitting there,
Yeah.
we were kind of vegging, we're eating. It's just to keep going. I think what it is, they used to call marathons when they were more unique.
Yeah.
Now binge watching. It's like, okay, well, even though the show's not great, we watch the episode. Now no one's coming. Okay,
Yeah,
you get
yes.
kind of stuck and you fall into this. So we were watching that, and then that ended, and we did this thing with the ticket, the insurance company, car, and blah blah blah. And I said, you want to? We're like, let's stream for like half an hour, and we'll watch this Rick and Morty. You can go to bed, and I'll get up tomorrow and clean.
Very nice.
What else? I do my notes or medicines. That's about it. There's really not much else to say. Something strange though. Oh, look at that. The O isn't showing up. Let me change my name. That's weird. There we go. I don't know why the O wasn't showing up. No, I thought the color's kind of weird. The
Still
color-
not showing up.
No, it takes a minute. There's a lag, buddy.
No.
So anyway, there we go. So anyway, that looks good. So anyway, we're gonna kill half an hour, and so what? Mom's Family, the ticket, which the ticket, which won't be at the earliest Tuesday, but probably not till Wednesday or Thursday because it's a fucking holiday weekend, and rent a car. Once we hear from, now the ticket's been submitted,
The claim.
the claim, right? I call it. They call it the assignment. The actual term for it is the assignment. I call it the ticket. You call it the claim.
Yes.
It's going to go to the auto body shop's computer. They're going to call. We'll drop the car off. And because I stopped in there when you were at work, I said, listen, how does this work? You have to drop it off and bring it. It's like the guy goes, no, you drop it off once. You drop it off once. We do the estimate, and start working on it because it's for insurance. So because I thought we have to take it for an estimate, then bring it back, then come back and have work done. The guy's like, no. The estimate is done. When you drop it off, we do the estimate. We submit to the insurance company. We do the work. I said, okay, fine. So hopefully we can get hopefully all goes well. Tuesday morning we'll call you and we can go after work. When you're done from work, we can drop it off and we can get a car on Tuesday. Worst case, Thursday. If we hear from them by Thursday, something's wrong. So, yeah. I understand I thought I picked a different color for the overlay, so I'm confused by what I'm looking at here. It's like, it's not a bad color. It's just, that's weird. That's really weird. This isn't
I
changing.
guess once you start, you can't change it.
That's what I thought. You used to be able to change like during. It's been a while. Yeah, you can change things during. I just can't change. This is weird.
You can't change the color.
All right, there are a lot of bugs now. And the color I picked is I don't mind this color. This isn't the color I picked. This is strange. A lot of bugs with this. They keep trying to. Every time we log in, I've logged in. Remember, I didn't stream for a couple weeks. Every time we log in, every couple of weeks, they're like trying to like reinvent the wheel. All new bells and whistles. It's like StreamYard doesn't have to be that complicated. It's not okay, great. Well, close enough.
If you click on the color, that changes the. Whatever.
Well, that's fine. Might as well fool around with it. Yeah, that's
Oh,
weird.
that's-
There's some kind of weird glitch. They're trying to do too much. Oh,
Exactly.
well, it doesn't matter, I guess. Okay.
So yes.
So what else we got here? Anyone want to say anything, or are we winding down already? We just figured, because I haven't streamed in so long. I'm like, oh, what the hell? Let's stream.
Is
You're
our third day in a row?
third in. Well, no, we took a day off, I think. I streamed. I think the Concerta pill is because I did. You and I streamed together.
Yes.
You had to go to bed. I came back on, was cooking lasagna. I streamed for like 5 hours. Then I joined Horsehead Nebula streaming. I think the Concerta got me into stream mode. I should have gone to the bathroom and focused that energy into the bathroom.
Yeah.
But I can't believe I streamed so long. But no, it's nice to just be a short, brief stream because I don't know. I think we've said all there is to say. Just like you said, I think there was a gap, but yeah, the car and what else? I gotta see. Maybe I'll hear back. Maybe I'll hear back for the drug test before you hear from the auto body shop. But,
Yes.
I just like the fact you can't. That's weird. You can't change the color. It's not the end of the world, but it's like, wow, the bugs in this thing are, you used to be able to change during.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, and once again, you were off. That's the reason we streamed. You were off on Saturday.
Yes.
You're not normally off on Saturday.
Correct.
As it turns off, you're off again another Saturday. Well, what happened? You want to explain? Basically, you used to be off Friday. It was your solid day off.
Yes.
And then something happened where
We got a new manager.
store manager.
The new store manager wants the supervisors of every department to close one night of the week. So my supervisor closes on Fridays for some reason. So I have to be there in the morning to
Right.
help open up.
Originally, your supervisor would open up on Friday.
Yes.
He would open up. He'd get all the hot food prepared, and they didn't need him that evening. They had Friday night help, so and they didn't need him that morning. So you were good. Now all of a sudden, this dude, your supervisor,
Yes.
can't come in Friday morning. Your
Yeah.
original day off.
Yes.
You know, had he picked a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, it wouldn't affect you.
Correct.
He
correct.
decides, all right, I'll come in late on
And
Friday.
his day off is Tuesday. I don't know why he didn't pick Monday, so he could just work Monday night, sleep in Tuesday.
Yeah.
I don't know, unless he was forced to choose Friday. I didn't really ask.
Okay, so now that he can't open Friday, you got to be there. So is Saturday your new permanent day off?
That's what it looks like.
Okay. Well,
One of my coworkers recently quit. We talked about that. So
he was offered a job by
Yes.
the son of the guy who hit you,
Yes.
like 2.5 hours away from here. They met up in
Yeah.
a casino in Atlantic City. Yes,
Yes,
we've heard
I-
the story, but
so
yeah.
I don't know how that's gonna alter things.
Yes. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Cass.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
I can't believe I can't. This is like malfunctioning. This is a bug. I can't change the color. No. No, whatever. We'll live with it. I mean, I can live with this one. Just it's the idea. I like to have that kind. I like to have that kind of power. See, it's not even changing. Look at this shit. Oh. And what else? Okay, so if the job once I'm hired, I got to ask them. They said you got to work X amount of weekdays and one weekend day is mandatory, but they make it sound like it's going to vary week to week. But
Okay.
so I might work some Saturdays, but there might be other weeks where I work Sunday, so we'll both be off Saturday.
Yes.
If you want to go like clean shit up around the house or go out to visit people or whatever we're gonna do.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Well, we're just killing half an hour here.
Yes, we are.
So the show comes on, and then you probably go to bed after that.
Exactly.
And there's not much else to say or do. Yeah, I think the Concerta had me going and going like the Energizer Bunny the past day. It was nice. I haven't like streamed like that in quite a while, so it was nice. I think maybe making up for lost time because I didn't stream for 2 weeks. And I missed it. Plus, I think streaming is kind of a distraction. So cleaning the bathroom or thinking about my problems in life, I'm streaming. It's like a distraction.
Yes.
Basically, with therapy is a fucking distraction. I haven't seen my therapist, my shrink, in 2 weeks. I called him today, left the message. I don't know if he takes Memorial Day off, and hopefully he calls me back tomorrow or the next day.
Yes.
Last time I spoke to him, I wouldn't say like father son, but like uncle nephew. Last time I spoke to him, he thought I was still starting that job at the dental place for $28 an hour, and he was so proud of me, like I'm finally cured. He doesn't. I'm going to tell him, I quit that job because they wanted me to create this fucking what was it called? Not
LLC.
yeah, LLC, which I'm like, so I'm going to tell him, but he had this almost like, I talked to him on the phone. I said, listen, I don't know what my schedule is going to be. I'm starting this dental job. Oh, congratulations. I think this is a big turning point for you. Like, I've cured you. I'm like, my God, this guy's a fucking moron. But he sounded like, not like a father, a proud father, more like an uncle. Like, oh, my sister's screw up kid finally has a good job. Good job. Do a good job. He had like this uncular vibe to him. But no, and then I called him today off the message, said, I want to talk to you next week. I'll explain to him what happened. I don't regret it. That job, $20 sounds nice, but that whole, they never, as absent-minded and dopey as I am, in the interview, that would have stuck out. Because the day I went in, that one day I trained, and the bitch is like, oh, we need your EIN, your LLC, and blah, blah. I'm like, whoa. He goes, as discussed in the interview. I said, we never discussed this in the interview. I would have remembered that. She probably discussed it with someone else she hired. So, yeah. I said, uncular. Uncle-like, uncular. Yes, just that he can. Rick and Morty's coming on, 11 o'clock our time. I don't know if it comes on at 8 o'clock in Los Angeles. You're going to wait in 3 hours. But we figured, what the hell we'll watch it.
Yes.
I do like some adult cartoons. I've been watching Rick and Morty since it came on. It's been like 10 years now.
Yeah,
it's one of the few. Like, I never got into Japanese cartoons where people go, what's your favorite anime? I never, even as a kid, I thought it looked weird. I'll still peruse The Simpsons or Family Guy. But I like some of those older Adult Swim shows that no longer call, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I enjoyed, what's the other one? Venture Brothers. There are a few good ones here and there. And this is one of the few cartoons, Simpsons, Family Guy, and this one.
Yes.
I don't really watch Bob's Burgers or that Greek God show. I'm not really into the few cartoons I watch. Simpsons occasionally, Family Guy occasionally, and Rick and Morty. But Rick and Morty will be on for 10 episodes and disappears for another year and a half. So it's yes, uncle-like. He's not my literal uncle, but the nature of the relationship, it wasn't like a father-son or a proud parent or a proud brother or a friend. It felt like an uncle, like, I'm not, you're my boy, I'm so good. It wasn't father-like. It was like, oh, yeah, I care about you to a distant extent. He was so happy, like, he thought he made a difference. You're going to get this is the best job, $28. Yeah, you're going to do it. But no, I couldn't do that. If it were just, 1099 doesn't bother me. It's when they said create an LLC. I want to apply for Social Security. I don't need that fucking over my head. It's bullshit. Yes. And he never told me that in the fucking interview. Yes, he was very uncular. So now I got to disappoint my uncle. It's going to hurt. We've been together now for a couple of years, so it's going to be, Okay. That's good. I still enjoy it.
So it did get a little too, plot heavy. There used to be just a bunch of individual episodes, but then there was underlining arcs. So is that what ruined it for you, Cass?
There we go. Yes. Beer's pretty good. This actually decent. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
a good jug.
I went to the liquor store. I got 4 Bud jugs. I got 4 Corona cans. And I got some Bud Light Lime, which when Bud Light Lime first came out, I was helping. There's a guy I worked with. I was helping him move. I went over to his house, and the guy who was going to buy the house came over. This black dude was buying his house to do something with the floor, stain the floor. And he brought this brand new beer called Bud Light Lime. And I really liked it. It was 13 years ago. It was 2012-ish. Anyway, I really liked it at the time. And then as time went on, it started to taste, I don't know if my taste buds changed or if the recipe changed. It didn't taste as good. It started to taste like Fruit Loops mixed with detergent. I was like, yeah. So I stopped. I haven't had one in a long time. I said, for the hell of it, I said, let me buy a 6-pack bottles. And we had it in kind of watery. Yeah. It wasn't as detergent-y or laundry-like, but it was,
It's not as good as it was when we first liked it, but it's not as bad as it got, but it's still not that great.
Yeah, it's like a watered down. But I think I was inspired because that one guy, what's his name? Nostalgia Bash was drinking a Bud Ice, and you always like Bud Ice. I never liked Bud Ice or Bud Light regular, Bud Light proper. They always make me want to vomit. He likes them. Bud Light Lime I actually liked, but then something changed. The recipe changed or my taste buds changed. I haven't had a Bud Light Lime in years. But what else was I going to say? And then apparently there was a 6-pack of Stella Artois bottles. 3 of them broke. So the guy had the 3, and I said, hey, man, how much do you want for the 3? I know you can't sell them loose, but how much do you want? He goes, $5. I said, okay, fine. So I bought 3 loose Stella Artois. Normally they don't sell, just 12 ounces, standard beer. I bought them only because I said, what the hell? Stella Artois is a beer that we'll have occasionally. We've had it occasionally. We can drink it, but I would never buy a whole case of Stella Artois. But I might have one, or like I might buy a tall boy or a jug every now and then. So I figured, what the hell? 3 Artois for $5. I think 6 would probably be like 12 or 13. Yeah. So I figured I got a bit of a deal. You give me $5, it's fine. I'll buy the 3 good bottles. You throw out the broken ones. So I got some. Maybe we'll do an Artois next.
Yes.
Stella Artois. And the last time I saw a commercial, it was Sarah Jessica Parker and the Big Lebowski. No. The dude. What that was his name? Bridges.
Yeah,
Jeff Bridges. As they were in a Stella Artois. They were in a commercial, but Stella Artois is not that good a beer. We can drink it, but it's not very good. Yeah. Well, are we part of the fan base? I like the show, but I don't know anything about memes or outside shit. I just watch the TV show, half an hour, and it's done. I don't really think much about it beyond, beyond watching half an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, you're kind of out of the loop now. It got kind of involved and complex. And I mean, not that you couldn't just watch it if you wanted. I'm sure you'd still enjoy it or it'd make sense, but it got a little too
backstory.
There are a lot of, if you haven't been watching for a while, there's a lot of it'll probably be a lot of references over your head. But the guy who did the voices of Rick and Morty, he was Me Too'd, as I recall. And I guess they hired a new guy or new guys to do, because the voices don't sound that bad. Yeah. But the original voice actor, he did Rick and Morty. What, he like kept a woman chained up in a closet or something, or what was the story?
I don't think it was that. He made some sort of cartoon or short where there was like a doll that was being touched. I have to look him up.
That's what he got fired for?
I think so.
All right, we'll look it up. I thought he kept his girlfriend locked up as a sex slave or something. I don't know. Well, that's why marathons or binge watching is so helpful. It's like instead of having to wait, I always like The Sopranos.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like they started that. I liked The Sopranos, but I wasn't that crazy. I don't think it was as great as it made out to be. But The Sopranos, the same thing. There'd be 6 episodes. And you have to wait 8 months for another couple episodes. HBO pioneered that shit.
Yeah,
now they all do it. But now when you can watch all back to back, you can watch as many, get the DVD set, Blu-ray set, or on demand, watch as many as you want and say, okay, stop. Instead of having to wait, we got to wait another 8 months till the next episode comes out. It was just such bullshit. So sometimes just wait to let a show run its course now and just,
watch it. Yeah.
But of course, in the days of VHS, you couldn't buy a whole, it wasn't practical to buy every episode, and you'd have 20 some odd VHS tapes. Yeah. So I guess DVDs and Blu-rays and streaming allowed us to have access to shows whenever we wanted. It wasn't really possible in the VHS days.
No.
So. Now, I don't think it was I think it was the actual voice actor, the guy who voiced both Rick and Morty, the main voice actor. He did something and got Me Too'd, and they had to recast, but the voices sound decent-ish.
Yes.
Yes. They used to call them, when we were kids, before DVDs, every now and then, it would be a marathon.
It's usually on a holiday.
Right. On Memorial Day, we'll do 8 hours of The Twilight Zone, 16 episodes of The Twilight Zone. Now, marathon binge watchings are just common on regular, we just watched Mama's Family for the past 4 hours. So it's like,
yes.
I used to watch it as a kid. I used to come on in the morning in the summertime. Unless there was also a writer thing. I'm not that fanatical, but I just like to watch it. I knew that the one you told me, the main voice actor had some trouble. Did the writer have trouble too? I don't know. Maybe there was. Maybe it did become a new writer, and that's why it went. Like you said, it went from being standalone to being plot arcs. Yeah, a little too invested. Yeah, sort of.
Yes.
So maybe you're right, Cassandra. Maybe there was a writer thing. Oh, Cassandra, I want to ask you a question. Hope I'm not crossing a boundary. Would you have sex with... No, that's the question. The question I ask is, what do you think about Tara Norquay? Several people have said to me, like Dumb and a few others, hey, where's Tara? And they're asking me, I don't know. I haven't spoken to her in over a month. Do you think Tara's taking a break? You think she's going through some personal shit? You think she's in a nut house? You think she's been committed or she's dead? A few people were saying, where's Tara? I'm like, I don't know. Apparently she ghosted everybody. So Cassandra, what do you think? Have you heard from Tara? We're concerned. She seemed like a nice lass, a nice wee lass from the Scotland. So how is I'm taking said Dumb's the one who pointed out, and he says, don't worry about her, no sense. I'm like, well, dude, you're a bit callous. She bought you those nice smart watches. Don't be an ass. So what do you think happened with Tara? Because there's only a handful of women who come here.
Exactly.
Now Beppis is gone because she's afraid of a stalker. Tara's apparently disappeared, gone AWOL, and Don only comes here because of Dumb.
Yes.
So Cassandra, you've become our patron saintess. Congratulations. You're the token chick who comes here. Congratulations. Yes. You've eliminated the others. You're the last chick standing. Last woman standing. Is there like a significant delay? We're still talking about this. Google says the writers of Rick and Morty have changed significantly. Well, yeah, the plot line certainly got more continuity based. Like if you didn't see episode 4, episode 6 won't make sense. Like who's that? Of the season. Dan Harmon remains the showrunner, but Justin Roiland. Yeah, well, okay. So Roiland, he was a voice actor and a co-creator, facing allegations of what is misconduct. So that's the incorporation of new writers. Okay. So Roiland was really like a main force. He wasn't, not only was he the voice of Rick and Morty, I didn't realize he was so involved in the writing. So with him removed, now you got to recast the voices, which, usually when voices are recast, it doesn't sound too good. You can tell they're not bad. They did a decent recasting. The voices sound okay. I don't know if they got one guy to play both, or they got a Rick only and a Morty only. The voice replacement isn't too terrible. Like sometimes in other cartoons it can be. The voice replacement isn't too terrible, but you're saying part of the reason the writing changed is because that dude Roiland was also involved in the writing and the production. Okay, I didn't know that. What does VA mean? The original voice actor. Okay. That's, maybe you're part right, because Cassandra's right about the writing.
Yes.
I thought he's something with false imprisonment. Yeah, he locked his girlfriend up or something like that. Never charged, but he was fired anyway. He was Me Too, right?
Yes.
You said something. He made a video with a doll being touched.
I know it was a video, like an animated short. One of those dolls that they use in court where you touch something sexual with the doll.
I remember the girlfriend allegedly being chained. I'm not saying it happened, but he was accused of chaining up his girlfriend in the closet. Maybe it never happened, but she was pissed. They broke up. He was making more money. She's like, "You're gonna marry me. No prenup. I'm gonna get half your shit." No, break up. I'm gonna say you touched me or you locked me up or beat me. So who knows? We don't know.
Yes.
Who knows? Maybe she was a victim and the guy's a monster. I'm not trying to take sides. I wasn't there. Regardless, the show said there's too much controversy around you, whether you're right or wrong or whatever happened. We don't care if you did it or didn't do it. We just don't like this notoriety, so they gave him the boot. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because I hate to say this, I didn't even notice until Dumb and Don. It was actually Don who was like, "Have you heard from Tara?" I'm like, no, but I wasn't really. She was going through some personal things, so I sort of stopped talking to her. No big deal. But apparently others haven't heard from her and Dumb. So I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I hope all is well. And I thought maybe Cassandra knows because, well, you know why Beppis doesn't come around. Beppis is afraid some stalker is going to find her. Like she put up a video once, and my brother and I watched it. And we thought, let's be nice. Let's add a comment just to be nice. What's the name of your bird or whatever? And then she deleted the comment because she was afraid that her stalker would find my channel. So Beppis is kind of useless. It's like she's that afraid. What good is Beppis? And Tara's gone, and Donna's just here for the dumb effect. Yeah, Cassandra, you're the one and only girl here. How does it feel to be the only the only chick?
The resident babe.
I was going to say the resident bitch, but okay. Okay, well, welcome. Congratulations, you're the last one standing. That's why I take it more personally. When I think we're friends and I ask you a question, you get all, that's my boundary. I expected more from you than from a Beppis or from a fucking Tara Norquay or from a fucking Donda. I expected more from you, Cassandra. So it hurts more when someone I think is my friend, the last one standing, acts like, I can't answer your question. I'd expect that shit from like Donda, but or even Beppis, but from you, Cassandra. I'm really, I'm really upset, resident bitch. You understand why I'm so upset? I thought more highly of you as a friend, an online friend, than I did the 3 other girls who came here. And this is how you go and repay me. So thanks. That's a fair point. She's the only one brave. That's a fair point. Fair point. So now, do we stop at 11 or we go to 11:30 and then watch at 11:30 to 12? We can do either or. What do you want
We'll
to
do
do?
that. 'Cause it's
Well, what
10
time? Well, it's okay. We can kill it now if you want. Or not now.
Yeah,
But next
no,
time.
I
Let's
mean,
see what goes
people
through.
are talking.
Like you said, you do this, you want to get off, and then like after about 45 minutes, it suddenly heats up, and you're like,
Yeah.
No, but I still don't think you're listening. You're talking to you again. Your ego. You're focusing on yourself. I'm not even asking for an answer. What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say is, how do I articulate this? I'm asking you about your feelings. Sounds like my mother, my stupid bitch of a mother, would say things that were totally irrelevant. I'm like, I didn't ask you how you felt about something. I asked why. Same thing. It's like what I'm saying is, do you understand why I thought? You should actually take it as a compliment. I thought more of you than the other girls who came here, and then you know why I'm more disappointed. It's kind of like with kids, like or like a teacher. You know, you were the good student. I expected more from you. I knew the fuck ups would probably do a stupid prank like that, but I expected more from you because you're smarter and more little bit. Same kind of thing. I expected more from you. Do you not understand what I'm saying? I expected more from you. I don't think you do. But let's not dwell. Let's let Brother Click change the topic. We'll bring this up again, and I don't let things go. I go on and on and on. Not just about this, but a lot of things. I go on and on. But you know, I used to take those online autism tests before I was diagnosed. One of the questions was, do people tell you go on and on and on about something? And the answer is yes, and that's apparently a sign of Aspergum. But okay, even though Aspergum doesn't exist. Don't. Okay, go ahead. What do you want to talk about, Brother Click?
Yeah, so that big, beautiful bill, which might make his Medicare.
Not just me, you too. We want to get you. It might affect our potential to NEAT.
Yes, looks like a bunch of senators don't like it, so it might die in the Senate, or it might get gutted and heavily changed.
No, Cassandra, I don't want to go on about this. Everyone disappoints me. It hurts more when it's someone I actually had faith in, as opposed to some screwball. It's why I say it's like a penny pounder now. I don't expect penny pounder is a disappointment, but I don't expect much from him. I expected a little more from you. It hurts more when it's someone like you. So why do you keep saying penny pointer? Pointer sisters. Penny pounder, a major disappointment, but I don't expect much from him. I expected more from you. You want to be in the penny pounder camp? Speaking of whom, maybe we should knock wood. I haven't seen it in a while. It's better that way. You got that backwards, Endymion. Bills go through the House first. It passed the House by one vote. It's now going on to the Senate. You got it backwards. Bills go through the House of Representatives first, then go on to the Senate. Senate has final say if a bill is approved or denied. It needs to go back to the House. House raises a bill. Senate, then passes it or denies it. It's got to pass the House first. Just like impeachment, when they impeach the president, the Senate can't impeach anyone directly, and the House can't impeach. The House has to put a bill forth saying we think the president should be impeached. Then the Senate votes on it. The House can't impeach itself. They need the Senate to impeach. But the Senate can't just impeach. They need a bill from the House. It goes House to Senate. Come on, man. I don't feel like giving an American history lesson right now, a civics lesson. I don't need this right now. The point is, this big, beautiful fucking bill is a jeopardy to our potential. It's too bloated. There's stuff in there that's good. Take it away from the illegals. Don't want to tax tips. I don't really give a shit. It's more money for the government, but more to pay for our needs. But the point is, they like a lot of legislation. They took totally unrelated issues and put them into one big bill, trying to like entice others to pass it. Like, I don't agree with cutting Medicaid, but I want the no tax on tips because I'm in Las Vegas and a lot of my constituents are waiters and waitresses. Well, we're from the rich district in Bellevue, Washington, and we can't stand the Medicaid thing. We want it cut, and we can't stand no tax on tips. But what's this? So it's like different things appeal to different people. So they're voting against things they might disagree with just to get something they do agree with. It's just disgusting. The bigger the bill, the more disgusting and bloated and confounded and conflated it is. I was going to say, because Trump didn't really have something like this in his first term. I remember, like, I think of my adult life. When we talk about my adult life in my 40s, W passed the Patriot Act, pushed it through. Then Obama pushed through Obamacare, what it's called, Affordable Care Act, ACA. For better or for worse, these were big pieces of legislation that no one read and got passed through. So the Patriot Act under W, followed by ACA under Obamacare. big bills no one read and just pushed through. This big beautiful bill. Whenever this happens, there are ramifications. There's some good, there's some bad. I think the big beautiful bill is Trump's version of to Trump what the Patriot Act was to W and what ACA was to Obama. Can't believe we've gotten so fucking political. It's turned like an AM talk radio show.
Yes.
But I'm actually more liberal than I really am. I'm definitely because I want to be a white nigger. So yeah. Hey man, rafter fucking man. I mean, kick the illegals off, but don't make my life harder to get neat. Buddy, okay? Should we just stop and now watch Rick and Morty? You want to go? I'm still drinking my beer.
We still got some beer. We've got more people showing up.
That doesn't matter who shows up. Well, we're just gone for a little bit. I'm getting on about the big beautiful bill.
Yes.
Okay, so we've talked big beautiful bill. We've talked about Cassandra being a bitch, how I expected more from her. We talked about Rick and Morty. We talked about, your car, submitting the assignment or the ticket or the claim, whatever. Okay, I think we've covered most bases.
I believe so, yes.
You're going to be off Saturdays from now because you used to be off Friday, but now the manager who would open Friday needs to close because he's a morning guy, but he's got to close mandatory one night a week. So he picked Friday, or he was assigned Friday. So now they need you there Friday morning to make up for him because he doesn't come in until the afternoon. Okay, so you'll be off Saturdays probably from now on. And they fucked your schedule up, and you knew it. And I even said, well, maybe just go with it. And you were like, no, because you know how last minute that you were right. Yeah. You said I better point this out. So this is why you're gonna be like. Getting stairs. You're gonna be like 5 or 6 steps ahead.
On this current schedule, I'm off Friday, working Saturday.
But my brother is smart enough to say, wait, this is probably a fuck up. Yeah. And sure enough, and these idiots wouldn't have realized till Thursday night. Exactly. Oh, wait a minute, brother, click, can you come? So my brother's like, let me be preemptive about this. Yeah. Do you need me to work? Am I really off on Friday? I thought, no, that's a mistake. The idiots. Yeah. Fucking idiots. But they wouldn't have realized their stupidity until like the day before. Correct. And they expect you to just like a GPS, alter course immediately. What the fuck? Agreed. Not much to benefit with us. So should I get an Artois? Are we getting tired?
Get an Artois.
We'll go along. We're not going to go past 11:30. We'll stop. We'll wind this down. And we'll watch it 11. We're recording it just in case.
Yes.
We're just basically doing this to do something.
Some time. Yes.
So I'll get us a couple Artois. And how did I get the Stella Artois? It was a 6-pack. 3 were broken, so the guy sold me the loose 3 for $5. I said, okay.
All right, so he's gone. Oh boy, so you guys got plans for Memorial Day? Any picnics or barbecues, or are any of you working? I gotta work. And of course, the auto body place is closed on Monday, so that's going to delay my claim a little bit. But what are you guys doing for Memorial Day? Let's hear from you. What is Grok? I know I've heard of Chat GPT. I guess Grok is an equivalent. That's a damn shame, Rafter Man. Damn shame. That's an admirable goal, Enderman. Admirable goal. Yeah, cleaning has to get done. All right, short trip. You going back out to California or somewhere in Arizona? All right, thanks for the clarification.
What's going on here?
None, just talking about plans for Memorial Day.
Before you, can I knock over? This is a Stella Artois. Like I said, we've had Artois jugs or tall boys before, but every now and then I can drink it. I would never buy a case of this shit, but it was, And
we can drink it after we've been drinking for a while.
Yeah,
we never start.
You never start with a beer like this. But yeah, We actually haven't had a lot to drink. It's a 6-pack of Bud Light Lime, and we took 3, and so I had 1.5, he had 1.5. So he had 1, I had 1, we split 1. So we had 1.5 beers of that.
Yes.
And we just split the Bud jug, and now we're having an Artois. Stella Artois.
Yes.
So who is Grok?
Look what that says on the screen.
Grok is Elon Musk's AI. Oh, that's what he calls it.
Because he went to Chat GPT, typed in the big beautiful bill, he got nothing, but Grok is telling him stuff.
Wait, so what is Grok saying? That it's great because Elon is in Trump's pocket?
I don't know.
And how come? Yeah, I don't trust someone. It came up the other night. When your car was hit,
Yes.
the police report he got didn't say the insurance company of the other person. It just gave a number. It said number 572. So he went on and Chat AI told him 572 is ABC Insurance.
Yeah.
Turns out it wasn't. I had to download a fucking PDF file, scroll through all the codes, and find it. Oh, it's State Farm. So Chatbot isn't 1,000% reliable.
Yeah.
It's just basically a jacked up search engine, as far as I can tell.
Yes.
Yeah, but you work from home in finance, or you actually go to the office some days. He works from home, or he's in finance. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for. You have to pay to use Grok, or is it free? If I want to use Grok right now, can I go on and ask Grok, or is it like you got to pay for Grok? XAI Grok, X.AI Grok. What do you want to know? What do I want to know?
I don't know.
You just seem like chatbots to me. AI just seems like a glorified chatbot. I don't know. Will the big, beautiful bill pass the Senate? It was like Ask Jeeves to some extent. Yeah, type in a question, Ask Jeeves.
Oh, you need an account?
Oh, you need an account. Okay.
That's
I can log in with Google, but I don't feel like it.
That's why Musk's a billionaire.
Yeah,
He pay
fuck
for
that.
every stupid thing that he has. So.
We'll get all. Yeah, we're gonna watch Rick and Morty tonight. We'll probably watch it 11:30 till you go to bed at midnight.
Yes.
Were you late the other day? Or you slept in, or a couple days ago?
No, I was.
I told you, don't risk a DUI for this shit job.
I tell you, I was like 3 minutes late.
Yeah, no one cares. So you actually pay for a Grok subscription, is what you're telling us? Now I feel like we're kind of winding down. We missed the first 5 minutes. It's almost like either we get off at 11 or 11:30. We missed. It's like I feel like I wasn't ready at 11. Now I'm getting kind of ready. I wanted the Artois, but now I'm like, okay. Now I feel like we're winding down.
Yes.
He's asking you, I think, because I've already explained my fucking
I
story.
told them all that I have to work tomorrow, so I asked them what they were doing tomorrow. And Dimian is working.
Well, again, you should get some kind of holiday differential.
Yes.
Hello, Mandem and Boydum. I guess you're Mandem. I'm just Boydum because you have a job and steady employment, and I'm just, I'm just all over the place. Again, this is Stella Artois. Oh, well. I just tried for the hell of it, Tara Norquay through the WhatsApp, but she's not going to answer. I think she's going through something or she's dead or she's committed. But yeah, other people, I said, well, I'll do it. It's almost like Sherlock Holmes. We'll try to do a half-assed investigation. We've already explained this. I don't feel like explaining this again about the rent-a-car and all this.
Yeah.
When we rent a car, we'll let you know. We're not going to see dumb until we rent a car. We'll put the wear and tear on the rent-a-car that the insurance company of the guy that hit him is going to pay for. Well, she wasn't my sugar mama. She never gave me anything. And not that I wanted anything. She's more like a pen pal.
Yeah.
We talked for a bit months ago, and then sort of lost
Yes.
touch. Then others are like, where did Sugar Mama go? She gave me some watches, then disappears. Oh, that's why they miss her, because she's like some cash cow who gives people shit. It's actually funny. I never asked her for anything, and she never gave me anything, and that's fine. I'm not complaining. So that's why all these people are like, where's Tara? They want more free shit.
Wow.
My God. Animals. Fucking animals. They don't miss Tara. They miss her purse.
Her phone is still operational.
Wow, it could be turned off. It just rings. I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe her kids have it. She's in the nut house. I don't know. Or the hospital. Maybe she had a car, suicide attempt. But no, I never received anything from her, and I never asked anything of her. No. So she wasn't my sugar mom. I'm actually sincerely concerned as a nice guy. Whereas these other people, now I get it.
Yeah.
Dom's like, no sense in worrying about her. I'm like, dude, she gave you a nice gift. Oh, you want to know where Sugar Mama went? Okay, now I get it. I'm a Spurg, so I'm slow to understand, normie motives. That's why I keep getting fucked over in life. You think she was in love with James? I never got that impression.
I never
She
did.
gave shit to, like, who's that guy, Hacker Lewis? She gave shit to Destroyed by Foids. She would give people shit. She gave stuff to Donda. I never wanted anything, but she was generous. It was nice of her, but she was, I think, maybe trying to buy friendship, or I don't know. So, but yeah, I think she did have insomnia. She didn't sleep very well. She was a nurse, and so she would go 3-4 days without sleep, and maybe it caught up to her. Maybe she had a breakdown. I don't know. I don't know. It might be. I don't know. Why didn't you be the first, Cassandra? How do you spell it? I'm not sure. I think it's, hold on. I gotta log into my phone now because that app I downloaded to go to take that job required more security on the phone.
Yes.
I think let me see. Do I have it saved here? Give me a sec. No, I just have her name, or her number rather. I don't know how you spell her name. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, for fun, we can do. There's one thing I want to tell you. So even before I download WhatsApp, every now and then I get these weird voicemails from some guy in Sierra Leone. I hear like chickens and a rooster and a hen, and I hear, "Hello, my friend. Hello. Are you?" So at first I thought it was some guy in Sierra Leone looking for a friend who moved to the United States, someone who had the number before me. Mm-hmm. Then when I got WhatsApp, this guy starts sending me shit, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm not your friend. I don't know you. We've never met." He's like, "Oh, please talk to me." I usually ignore him. If you want, I can call the guy for fun. That'd be interesting. Wouldn't it be funny? We'll call, yeah. Let's talk about Bash for a minute. I like you, Bash. You see, Nostalgia Bash. You seem like a nice guy, but I was telling my brother, to be honest, you first came here with the intent of trolling me. In other words, you could say you never met me, knew nothing about me, and you want your initial intent was malicious. I mean, I like you. You seem like a nice dude. I'm glad we had a good conversation, but you're telling me you came here not out of curiosity, but out of malicious intent. My brother's like, wow, even in the cyber world, this shit happens. This is what I get in real life. Secondhand hatred. You don't know me, but someone you know says, OC sucks, go get him. You say, I'm going to get him. I'm glad we worked it out and get along, but it's like you're basically saying you came here with malicious intent. You wanted to troll me. Yeah, I think that's why he came.
Yeah.
What is WM? I don't know. What's WM?
Oh, Bash wants to troll WM.
Oh, okay, so you troll. So it's not me personally. You just like to troll people in general. Okay, I was like, all right. So you're an equal opportunity troll. It wasn't just me you were coming after. Okay. So my brother's like, geez, even I'm like, hey, I never heard of the guy before. I mean, he seemed like a nice guy, but he told me he came here with the intent to troll. I'm like, okay. Hormaxer, that's right. Plus, I think I'm kind of a lolcow. They want to see me go in a
Okay.
debate with Hormaxer. Okay,
Yeah.
well, as long as you're an equal opportunity troll, I won't take it personally. I thought it was just me you want to troll. You're telling me you troll others. It's if that's the case, fine. I won't take it personally. Because my brother's like, well, does he troll everyone or just you? I'm like, gee, I don't know. So I was like, was it just me? But okay, if you're really equal opportunity troll, then cool. No harm, no foul. Let us know how it goes. He's another YouTuber, another Nestor, apparently. Yeah, but you came here under the assumption that I was an ass, without knowing anything about me, without saying, let me figure out if he's an ass or a nice guy. You just assumed I was an ass from the get-go because somebody told you he's an ass, and you just ran with it. That's what I'm saying. Like, without even knowing me, you made an assumption based upon poor information. That's what I think I'm criticizing. I want to call this weirdo. I've never called him before. Let's call this weirdo. In Sierra Leone. Oh, I'm getting a bzz. Oh, I said, I don't know who this guy is. He's been calling my phone even before I had WhatsApp. Oh, wow. Look at that. Because this weird dude, like, I at first I thought he was looking for some long lost friend. I told him, I'm not your buddy. You got the wrong number. And he still sends me stupid pictures of himself and says, be my friend. So I don't know if he's some scam artist or what his deal is. But the number is not even legit. Okay. Here's what I get from him. Listen.
Hello, how are you doing? How everything? How life? How the family? How the job? It's me, Maurice Kamara. It's your friend. Okay, sir.
Because it's funny.
I hear you.
I like to turn the tables on the scammers and hey, maybe make some use out of them. You can be the guest on my show for 10 minutes.
To see your writing.
Wait, shit. Another thing I know how to do is on this WhatsApp. Is there like a speaker? It just.
Writing.
How do I do is there a speaker? Oh, no, he's Sierra Leonean. Portuguese for Sierra means mountain. Leon means lion. Lion mountain. Mount Lion. I don't know how to make this louder. I tried calling the scam artist. He didn't answer. I don't know how to make these. Hello, friend. How do you even get this? He just dialed random numbers in the USA. Like, how do you get this number? I don't know. Let's see. No, he didn't answer. I want him to answer my phone call. I'll call him again. I'm getting his ear. Getting beep, beep. It's not even, oh, my God. Yes, you would. Cassandra, after being almost run over by a nigger bitch and strangled by some former coworker in a liquor store, talking to some guy halfway across the world doesn't really bother me. He's on a phone. He can't hurt me. No, he's not even answering. The phone's not even ringing. Yep, probably a scam. Yeah. Hello, my friend. This is me. I'm like, I give him the benefit of the doubt. I said, you got the wrong number, man. But then he still wants to be. I'm like, so no, I'm not worried about some guy on a phone harming me. I don't think the guy. He's clearly in Sierra Leone because the calls are originating there. So who gives a shit? I don't give a fuck. If that's creeping you out, you've had a fairly easy life.
Yes. Normie life.
Exactly. To me, it's easy. To you, it's just normal and natural. Understand my life is that much. We really are living our life on hard mode. And no one tries to understand. You can disagree, but at least hear us out. I mean, I'm living my life on extra hard mode. And you're living in normal. You're on normal normie mode. Well, guess what? He's going to be my new profile picture. So my new avatar. So get used to it. You see how fucking pale I am, especially with this backlight. He's like my polar opposite. We're like yin and yang.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna put good stream. It's like So, or maybe Tara Norquay said to hell with all this, had a breakdown. We don't know. So Tara, we don't know. But now I get. I'm a Spurg. I thought people really. I'm naive in some ways. I thought they really genuinely missed her. They missed the sugar mama because she was buying them shit. Okay. That's harsh. And we got this guy who's clearly a scammer, but I'm not afraid of a guy halfway across the world. I don't think he has any power to get me. Rent a car next week. We have to wait. Tomorrow's Memorial Day, so it's a holiday, so everything's shut fucking down. And then Tuesday, when they go back to work, they'll probably be backed up. So it's like, okay. Yes. As you know, holidays fuck everything up.
Yes, they do.
I'm not going to read your comment. What else do you have going on here? Mm-hmm, sure. Yes, she found someone else to spoil. But again, not me. She was never my sugar mama. We were just pen pals. But apparently she was buying dumb shit and DBF shit and what's his name? Hacker Lewis shit. She was buying people a lot of shit. But I never bought me anything. Not complaining. I never wanted anything. I'm just a pen pal. But I guess now these people, these failed normies, like I'm a Spurg. I thought, okay, I take it at face value. You guys are really worried about her. But you're just failed normies. And like all normies, you want what can we get out of this? Where'd Sugar Mama go? She can buy me more shit. If she's not, then let's forget about her. Wow, Normie's cold. It's still, you can intellectualize the black pill. But that's the difference. Even if you have the knowledge, I'm still a Spurg in my wiring. It doesn't come naturally. I don't feel it the way I got to think about it intellectually. You know what I mean? Yes. You okay, buddy?
I'm okay.
Fall asleep? Or watch her go. I did a stream. Where's Tado? I should do. Where's Tara O? Normie swagger, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah. I don't think I've changed at all. In fact, I'm regressing. I feel like more anxious. Yes. I'm worried about money. I'm thinking about the past. No, I feel like I'm less normie, less functional. The more time goes on, the less functional I get. We'll get off until we'll give it 10 more minutes. We'll make it an hour. Yes. Does anybody want to come on for 10 minutes? 10 minutes.
It's not good. Buddy.
Well, I got this giant vape thing. They're out of the regular size, and I'm coughing more. I don't want to end back in the hospital for a torn inferior epigastric artery again. But
you might.
I might. Twa is not terrible. It's not,
it goes down.
Well, I mixed it with the bud. But
as did I.
If not, that's fine. I just figured we'll kill 10 minutes and we'll call it.
Yes.
Actually, it's good we recorded the show and I can just fast forward, right?
Yes.
Anything else we have to discuss? I think we've said what we want to say for now.
I think we've gotten out what had to be out.
We've said what has to be said. You're not taking any drugs tonight because you got to work tomorrow.
Correct, yeah.
Please get some sleep. You got to be late, be late.
Yes.
Okay,
I guess this is it. I mean,
well, I don't like repeating myself, but we will. Why did we stream? We
need to kill some time, basically.
We're waiting for a TV show. It came on at 11, but we're recording it. Yes. We're going to watch 11:30 to 12, and we'll go to bed. We were binge watching Mama's Family, and then by the time that ended, we're like, what should we do for an hour? And yes, that was it was a kill time stream
before Rick and Morty came on, but we're still here with you guys because there was a decent chit chat for a little while.
Yeah, it's a little coffee house. Sometimes a stream doesn't have to be important. Yeah. Sometimes a stream doesn't have to mean anything. It's just doing something fun.
It doesn't have to be a point. Just screw it. Go out there and do it.
Yeah, what was the point? It doesn't have to be a point. Yeah. It's just a fucking stream. Who cares? People show up or they don't. Who gives a shit? That's cool. You can catch the credits. That's awesome.
Yes.
By the way, Endymion, are you drinking? What's your poison? What are you drinking right now? And Parker Peters down in Georgia, are you drinking? What's your poison? We're drinking an Artois. We had a Bud Light Lime, which I hadn't had in years.
Yes.
Then we had a Budweiser jug, and now we're having some Stella Artois. What are you guys drinking? Answer me. Answer me now. Well, does it come in a box? Because if it doesn't come in a box, you could have gone cheaper. It comes in a box, or is it a bottle? If it's a bottle, then you could have gone cheaper.
Or is it one of those like containers that Sips used to come in? Like
Oh,
juice box?
yeah, like a
Sometimes
juice
they're in
box.
there, Yeah.
It basically isn't like cardboard, or is it in, glass? Martini, man. This dude.
Yeah. Wow. James Bond himself.
Chamomile tea with 10. Does that really get you buzzed? I hear chamomile makes people loopy. Is that true, or? I mean, you're not drinking gin. You said you're drinking martini. You drink your martini dry in there. Wow, it's an imported wine, not even domestic. I thought something cheap from a box. Instead, you're drinking a bottle of Chilean wine. So that's not the cheap. If that's the cheapest, you got one expensive wine store.
Yes.
Man, wow.
He has a nice finance job. He's high on the hog.
Yeah, to him that's cheap.
Yes.
At his probably members only wine club
Yes.
store. Okay.
Dropping $130 on a bottle is nothing to do.
$5 for a bottle of wine in California. I find this hard to believe. It's more like $15 minimum.
Yes.
I find that very hard to believe. Let's sing. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. When you gonna let me get sober? Leave me alone. Let me go home. Let me go home and start over. Let me go home and start over. Bottle of wine, fruit of the vine. All right. Parker Peters, I agree. I don't think he's paying $5 for a bottle of imported wine. I think that's bullshit. I agree.
Plus all these new tariffs and whatnot. There's
Yeah,
no
especially
way.
the tariffs. Unless,
Yeah.
like I said, he's part of a wine club.
Yeah.
So the bottle's $5, but he's got to pay $25 just to get in. I don't know.
Yes.
Okay. There's got to be a morning after we can make it through the night. Yeah, well, how many bottles did you get? Just one bottle? Is one bottle enough to get you buzzed, or are you drinking something else? Oh, can't you see the morning after? We're moving safely toward the shore. Okay. One bottle of allegedly $5 Chilean wine. And chamomile tea relaxes. Relaxes, dog pill.
For him.
We don't judge, but he drinks tea.
Yeah.
Chamomile tea. What a
Yeah.
fucking fruitcake. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We don't judge.
Yes.
Well, I drink iced tea, cold tea. I don't drink warm tea. I used to, like, when I was a kid, I had a sore throat. My mother would give me tea with honey. It was okay, but I'm not really a tea drinker. I'm not really a coffee drinker. You drink a lot of coffee.
I do, yes.
I drink cold tea, cold and sweetened tea. And you drink that too.
I do.
I drink beer. I'm a beer drinker.
Yes.
I'll make it an hour and we'll call it. Buddy's getting tired. We're going to watch this.
Yes.
We're going to get off soon. Shit. Actually, this kind of works out because make it even 14 remaining. Okay, we'll do that. We'll go. Okay, to 11, 5.6. We'll make this 105. Okay,
Okay,
cool.
yes.
Because we can fast forward through the show.
Yes.
Yeah, same thing. When I was a boy, especially in the summertime, it was a syndicated show. It would come on early in the morning, like summer when you're off from school. We weren't setting out to watch them. That's another thing. The downside to on demanding, you can on demand whatever you want, but sometimes it's good to just flip through the channels and watch. Like some of the best movies and TV shows I've seen are things that I didn't know I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
It wasn't like on demand this, on demand that. I just happened to be flipping through the channels, channel surfing, and I stumbled upon something like, oh, I wouldn't have on-demanded this, but let me watch it. So same thing. I wouldn't have on-demanded Mama's Family, but it happened to be on. I said, fuck it, let's watch for old time's sake.
Yeah, we were watching Married with Children before that, which was a show we watched when it was new. We enjoyed it. So we were just, watching some old episodes. And then when that binge ended, Mama's Family came on, which kind of
got, we got into a thing there, yeah. But I wouldn't have gone on. I wouldn't have on-demanded either. Married with Children, definitely not Mama's Family. But because it happened to be on, there's something about channel surfing, the art of channel. There's something lost when you can on-demand everything. I still like some randomness.
Exactly.
You watch shit you wouldn't have watched. Yeah, you watch shit you wouldn't have thought to on-demand. You know what I mean? Yes, it was a Carol Burnett spinoff. Vicki Lawrence. We each do our own wash.
Yeah. He cleans his stuff. I clean my stuff.
Yeah, we do our own wash.
Yeah.
If he's got to do lawn, he does his laundry. I do mine. We do our own wash.
Yeah.
Yep. Summer vacation. You're still in your 30s. And until you hit 40, don't give me that. He's only 32 or something.
Yes.
Now, Parker Peters, how old are you again? You're pushing 50. He's older than I am, I think.
He's going to turn 50 this year.
Well, Endymion's going to be 50, I think.
Both of them, right?
So both Parker Peters and Endymion, you're both born 75. I get that right?
Yes.
He's only Crafterman, believe it or not, 30 is actually younger than you think. You're still young in your 30s.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you and Endymion are 49 going on 50, right? Endymion was 75. Parker Peters, you 75 or 76? 75 or 76? Parker Peters, we asked you a question. No, baby boomers are like our parents, people born after World War II, mainly in the 50s, later 40s, 1950s, maybe extreme early 60s.
Yeah, it's like 45 to 60.
Yeah, he would be Gen X. He would most certainly be a Gen X.
Yeah.
That's like the thick of Generation X. So Endymion and Parker Peters are Gen X. Parker, 75 or 76? Okay, so you're a bicentennial baby. Okay, so Endymion was 75. Peters was a bicentennial year. Okay, cool. But yeah, I would call them Gen X. They used to call us Gen Y. Now they've lumped us in with millennials, but millennials seem younger. Millennials seem like late 80s, early 90s. I like the term Xennial or Xenial. That, analog childhood, all of a sudden a digital adulthood. I really like too young to be X, too old to be millennial. I really like Xennial. It's a sort of halfway squished in term. I really like Xennial. Too young for X, too old for millennial. That's what I would consider myself. But Endymion and Parker Peters are, Gen X. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so boomers just come to mean any old person. Okay. All right.
But boomer from baby boom,
The baby boom after the war.
You can't you can't just apply that to everyone,
I wish I was Generation Spurg, because if I was, I would have been diagnosed as a kid, and there'd be more Spurgs to identify with. No, I missed being Gen Spurg. It's actually like people born in like the 90s onward who were Gen Spurg. I missed it by about 10 years. When I was a kid, never heard of Asperger's, even as a teenager. It wasn't until I was in my 20s with the internet I heard about it. Kids born in the 90s were diagnosed in the aughts. I was born in the early 80s, so I didn't get diagnosed. It just didn't exist. No one knew what Asperger's was. So no, I missed Gen Spurg by like 10 years.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. What games and music are they trying to ban? I understand this. What games and music of yours are they trying to ban? I don't know if you're joking around, but I don't get. What are they trying to ban?
I don't understand that either.
They tried to ban all my games and music. You're talking about Tipper Gore, the whole explicit lyrics, parental advisory. I can't follow what he's saying. Enlighten us, boomer. No. All right, well, I remember I was a teenager. They started, and maybe Endymion and Parker might have been like early 20s. They started putting TV ratings on, like movies had ratings, but TV shows didn't. All of a sudden, TV shows had ratings, video games had ratings.
Yeah.
That came about during my teenage years. Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the past, the Satanic Panic. Okay. Well, I think we've accomplished quite a bit.
I believe we have.
What else? Some parting thoughts.
None whatsoever.
Yep. OC, explicit content. Actually, this is a more mild, subdued stream.
Yes,
we didn't have a lot. Sometimes you never know where stream's going to go. And my brother, people were saying last time he took that Concerta pill, before he burned out, he was like spitting history, and he was going at it with not going at it, but really like back and forth with Dev Pike and Dumb. So the pills brought something out in you.
Yes, they did.
So maybe, like you said, the next time you're off, like on a Saturday, you don't have to go anywhere. Just take that pill. Don't take the other ones. Just take that pill and see how it affects you. Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny. We're from this. Wait, that's right. You grew up in Mississippi. Okay. It's not just time. It's also region. Mississippi in the 60s, they burned Beatles records. They didn't do that in New Jersey. Same thing. Your parents burned your Nintendo because it's satanic in Mississippi. They didn't do it in Jersey. And that's partly regional. So it's not just the time period. It's region. You grew up in Mississippi. If you'd grown up in California or New Jersey, whatever, no one would have burned your Beatles records or your Nintendo. You grew up in the Bible Belt.
Who got you the Nintendo?
Donda has a question for you, buddy.
Without a doubt. You never need to question that, Donna.
Yeah, so in a way, you're conflating two things. Generations, yes, but also Bible Belt. If you were a kid in this part of the world, this part of the country, they wouldn't have burned your Nintendo. No. You're talking about what happened, just like with the Beatles. The Southern, the Beatles said they're bigger than Jesus, burn their records. No one in the Northeast was burning Beatles records. That was very much a Bible Belt thing. So you're talking about life in the Bible Belt, not just about time period. No, it wasn't like, 30 years ago, everyone in America thought Nintendo was satanic. You're talking about the Bible Belt. Christ. I couldn't imagine our parents giving a shit, we live in the secular Northeast. It doesn't,
One of the very last games ever made for Nintendo, I think, was like Billy Graham's Bible Blaster.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo was on its way out. One of the very last games was some Bible fucking thing. There were a couple Bible games. So Nintendo itself had some religious things. Yes. Oh, no, the bromance between Brother Click and James is still there. I don't know if I love him anymore, but hey, that's a different story. As long as one of us loves him, Well, Parker, you're in Georgia. Endymion, who's a year older than you, grew up in Mississippi. So you didn't have that problem in Georgia, but Endymion most certainly had it in Mississippi. So again, the Bible Belt isn't like a solid area. Like there are parts of Georgia that are Bible Belt, parts that aren't. Probably the same for Mississippi. Point is, Endymion is your age. In fact, he's a year older. Grew up in Mississippi, deep south, and he had these problems, or maybe it was just his family. But no, we didn't have that problem here, and you yourself didn't have that problem in Georgia. This is true, man. This is true, Rafterman. That may be true, but to an American audience, they're packaged as, this is good, this is wholesome, for Christ, they're learning about the Bible.
Yes.
That was very late. Nintendo was pretty much done making games. Yeah. Those were like the very last games. By the time Nintendo was already kind of obsolete, they were releasing those games, yeah. We're going to get off in a few minutes. We'll go watch Rick and Morty. Okay. So let's wind this down. We're winding down. Give me last thoughts. I'm going to finish my beer and we're going to get off. Yes. Well, Don, let me say something. Donda, I can't fully blame Penny Pounder. You got to understand, for all his criticisms, James is so magnetic. He's got that magnetism. We can't help it. He's like a black hole that sucks us in. So even people who hate him, like Penny Pounder, still can't. He's irresistible. You know it. I mean, you know it firsthand. I'd like to know it firsthand. I still want to meet him in person. You've met him several times. Now it's my turn, Donda. But he's so fucking magnetic and irresistible, like a black hole. He sucks everything in. Even Penny Pounder can't escape the orbit. You're gonna rent that car next week. We do want to do. I'm dead serious. We'll go. We'll put the way. I'm not gonna explain it again. He's gonna rent a car paid by the insurance company of the guy who hit him. We'll put the miles on that car instead of one of our own, and we'll drive out to fucking Pennsylvania. You can call from work or our next day off. We'll drive out and see fucking Dumb. He's not going anywhere. He doesn't have a car. He's just stuck in Waynesboro. So I know he's gonna be. Whenever I feel like showing up, he'll be there. I know that much. Yes, I mean that's why. Even when I want to hate him, I love him. I mean, he really is magnetic.
He just admitted he loves him.
I don't want to love him. Intellectually, I want to hate the motherfucker, but I can't help it. He's too irresistible. Every time I try to hate him, there's always that, well, maybe we should go see Dumb. I don't know. This harlot is taking him away from our country, America, and bringing him, other side of the world. I don't know. I don't.
She'd be willing to rent him out. No way.
What was he thinking about? Christ, when's that asshole going to show up? Man, what a pain in the ass he is. Yeah, he's thinking what a burden I'm going to be. That's what happened the last time I went to go see him before he came to see you. I was going to go see him. He quit his job. He had a few days before going to Australia, late March. He had a fucking panic attack. So he's probably panicking again. Shit, is OC going to show up today? Oh, God. I'm sure he's thinking about me, but in a negative way. I'm positive.
Kind of like a Band-Aid he wants to rip off. It's like, you're there. It has to get done. There's some unpleasantness.
Well, Donna, listen, truthfully, Dumb, maybe I do have a good Aussie accent. Maybe I have a terrible one. Dumb is an American from Pennsylvania. He might have visited. He can't judge. I need an actual Aussie to tell me if my accent's good or bad. So I would need to hear from an actual Australian like you or your buddy Destroyed by Foids or Chris Dubs. So I'm flattered that Dumb thinks my accent is passable, but he's an American. What does he really know? Well, I was in Australia a bunch of times. It kind of sounds like it, but he's an American. I need to hear from an actual Aussie. Are you laughing, Donna? Because, be honest, James, you're so cute. You think OC does a good Aussie accent. It sucks, but you think it's good because you don't know any better. You dumb Yankees. Haha. Be honest. I don't care what an American thinks. I want to hear from a real Aussie. No. Wait. Stop. I thought Chris Dubs said it sounded part Pommy. You didn't say that. That was Dubs. So don't take credit for what Dubs from Perth, other side of the country, said. No. Don't try to piggyback off Chris Dubs.
What does Pommy mean?
I'm going to ask her. I actually don't know. But Dubs said that. You sound kind of Pommy. I'm like, I don't know.
What does Pommy mean?
It might mean British. I think it means British.
What does Pommy mean in Australian slang?
What does Pommy mean in Australian? A British person. Okay.
Oh.
But it's funny. When I do that same exact accent for British people, they say, you don't sound British. You sound Australian to me. So I thought, okay, I'll do the same accent for the Aussies. So you say it sounds part Pommy or England, Britain. Actual Brits say, you don't sound British. You sound like an Aussie, 100% Aussie. I'm like, okay. So no, they don't think it sounds Pommy, but so Pommy means British. Okay, an Australian slang. We're learning here. That's a whole other conversation. Your father's from New Mexico. Your mother's from Mississippi. Why do you have so many relatives in Australia? How the hell that happened? Your dad's from New Mexico and your mother's from Mississippi. Where the hell is Australia coming to play here? And now I'm intrigued. Where the fuck is Australia?
Are these relatives or you did a genetic test and you realize you have some distant relatives over
right,
there?
like you're all Irish or Scottish way back, and they happen to because I mean you actually have your dad's from New Mexico, your mom's from Mississippi. Where does Australia come into this?
That makes no sense.
There's absolutely Aussie in my accent with some Pommy. All right. I mean, I was born in England, but I moved to Australia when I was a little ween or whatever they call it. A wee lad. So, yeah, I've still got some of the British from hearing my parents, but I've been in Australia now for like 40 years. So it's going to be a hodgepodge accent. Yes. Okay, you're talking distant. I got it. you're talking distant blood relatives, but not people immediately connected to you. Generations ago, some were sent to Australia. Yours managed to get to America. We're talking like 3 centuries ago. Okay, that's okay. Okay, whatever. Point is, you don't have like an actual uncle or cousin in fucking Australia. You've got distant relations from generations ago. Okay,
It's not like your half brother moved to Australia.
right. Yeah, I thought either someone moved to Australia, or you're gonna tell me, well, my dad's from Mexico. Both his parents were Australian immigrants, or my dad's brother moved to Australia and married a girl down there. So I thought you were gonna say something more recent. You're going back fucking 300 years. Okay.
So you probably
They must have been criminals, obviously, if they were sent to Australia.
Yes.
So you got bad blood in you, man. Bad blood. Wow, after 300 years, there was still enough connection that your grandparents have. Yeah.
Wow, that's even crazier. But how do they stay in contact?
Yeah, after 300 years.
Yeah, we're gonna leave Scotland. Okay, we're going to America. We're going to Australia.
It's like 17 something.
Yeah.
Right.
How did the Americans? How do they keep in contact?
Or they have a similar last name, and centuries later, we're both descended from Clan McAngus. We're in Australia. We're in Australia. We're in Mississippi. We're both descended from Clan McAngus.
Well, you even related at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I thought you did one of those ancestry. We got your ancestry. I never did one. You guys can pay for one. My brother did an ancestry test like years ago on 23andMe, and we don't remember what the results are. But 23andMe is going out of business. Should we download all that shit, or
I did that already. I'll show you.
Sure, you did, because he years ago it wasn't as precise back then. It just said like broadly European or some shit.
Yes.
But you heard what is all that information getting sold, or
because they filed for bankruptcy and all the information's getting sold. But I'm pretty sure it's already been sold.
Show me. So you at least managed to download whatever they had.
Stuff,
yeah. All I remember is it says that my brother, and in theory me, if we're real siblings, is part of the same haplogroup as Ben Franklin. That's all I remember. Haplogroup V, right? We were which comes from the mother. So if he and I have the same mother, we have V, and Ben Franklin was allegedly a V, and V is kind of a rare one.
Yeah, I guess.
That's all I remember from his test. It was
Doggerland.
Doggerland, which is now under the between continental Europe and the British Isles. Daggerland, or whatever it's called. It's now It's now buried under the North Sea. But apparently we have some line that goes back to this once existent land that's now buried. So kind of like Atlantis.
Yes.
Right. That's funny because we're very open-minded. It's not that I want to be a Negro, but if we are, we are.
Yeah.
I've never took the test myself. Who knows? Maybe we're not really brothers. Maybe I was adopted. Maybe my mother had an affair. But did you have any spear chucker?
No, I did not.
No. Because we were open to it. Like you never know who was fucking who. A few generations. All these people with these family trees. What if great-grandma had an affair? How would you know? The guy she's married to isn't really your great-grandpa. Or what if great-grandma and great-grandpa adopted a child, but it never showed up in so they're not really your great-grandparents. So when people show me family trees, I'm like, you can't know if that's accurate. You never know who was fucking who a few generations ago. So we were like, whatever it is. But no, I don't think you had any sub-Saharan.
No sub-Saharan African.
It was nothing specific, just basically Europe. They told you European. Yeah. No Jew, amazingly.
No Jew.
I always thought, shit, do we have some kike in us? No Jew.
No, none whatsoever, apparently. I want to save up some money, do some other companies, get a clearer view just to see. But yeah.
No, Doggerland was like the opposite of Nagerland. Doggerland was like white people between Holland and England. What are you talking about? The antithesis of Niggerland. What are you talking about?
Denmark and the UK shared a land border.
Right, there was a land border between the British Isles and continental Europe. Yeah, that's
Yes.
Well, you can go to a reunion and go to Dumb's wedding.
There you go.
We got Chris Dubbs is going to come. Chris Dubbs is in Western Australia. He's agreed to come to the east, come back east or out east, wherever they say, for the wedding. And I would go if they'd pay for it, but Dumb's not going to pay for it. Dumb would pay for Todd, who doesn't want to go.
Yes.
He will not pay for me, even though I want to go. So the bromance is dead, but Dumb will not pay for me or Brother Click, so we're not that close. He'll pay for Todd, but Todd won't go. And Yeah, the only other person who might go is Destroyed by Foids, but I don't think he wants to go unless you
Yeah.
guys reconcile. So okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought because you never know. I figured I wouldn't be surprised if generations ago some kike mixed, but no, I think it told you Ashkenazim. It said what?
Yeah, 0.
Yeah, I mean maybe the tests are more accurate now. Maybe we're really like 2%, but I think the Jew because we were open to that. We're like,
Yeah.
look, we don't identify as Jewish, but if we have some distant Jew, that's life, like you
Yeah.
said, Donna. But apparently, according to the test, it said yeah.
It says 0%.
For him, I
Yeah.
never took the test. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we're not really brother. You know. Plus, you got to remember something. Even if he and I have the same mother and father, you can only get roughly half from each. So it's possible my mother had some obscure gene that he got, but I didn't, or vice versa. Or my father had that last gene from wherever that I got and he didn't, or vice versa. Because your parents can't pass on 100%. They can only give you 50-50. So maybe my mother had some ancient caveman gene that was still in her. She passed it on to my brother, but it didn't pass on to me. Because you only get half. So in my brother's half from my mother, he got that gene. In my half from my mother, I didn't get it. So if you go back far enough, there are people who had to procreate for you to exist, but you're technically no longer related to them on paper because it's been bred out. And it's entirely possible either of my parents had a little string of DNA that either they didn't pass on or they passed on to one but not the other.
Yeah.
So you never know. I haven't spoken to DBF in months, so don't point at me unless you've been talking to him. You've been talking to Destroyed by Foids? So I don't know who told them what. I swear to you, he and I haven't spoken in months since he banned me 3 times from his channel. I didn't want to talk about that asshole anymore. What's mean? All right, well, maybe we'll be on later, maybe not. Let's end stream and go watch Rick and Morty.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Occupational click. Ow.